I just love my grandkids. That's my heart, man. That's the best love, man, in the world. I don't have to look outside them to find comfort. My comfort's right there with my family. It's like a gift given back to me, you know what I'm saying? But I've come a long way. My struggles was bad. It was the same repeated thing over and over and over again. Getting high, running the streets, prison, jails, just being a knucklehead. You think it's gonna be different, but it's never different. It always come back to be the same.
My dad has been in and out of my life from infancy. That's kind of how I know my dad. When he was there, he wasn't a nice guy.
I didn't know how to be a dad, you understand? I knew I had to make big change. All right. How you doing?
Good, how you doing? We're the IOC, also known as the Intensive Outpatient Clinic. There's only 8 of us. We're very collaborative and work together as a team.
Thank you, everybody, for getting here. Okay, so as far as patient needs follow-up, so Ahmed is hospitalized, Crystal is still hospitalized, Lakeem discharged. Diane, we think, may be discharged. Home with family continues.
Population health is an approach to medical care where you really focus on the needs and outcomes of one particular patient population. We care for patients who have been economically or socially marginalized.
These are high risk and high needs, underserved patients. Many of them come with significant history of addiction, either past or present.
How was your day going so far?
At first, I didn't want to hear nothing that they were telling me, man. I wanted to go get high. That was a way to escape. I'm covering something that I didn't want to face.
People who we treat have faced incredible adversity, things like trauma, depression, anxiety.
We are all here. Welcome, everyone.
Homelessness, physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse that dates back to childhood.
Trauma changes the brain chemistry of a child and will change their physiology for potentially the rest of their lives.
You have to tune out, you have to shut down, you have to figure out a way to get through that.
My mom she was sweet, dude. I know that for a fact, She's a good lady. When I was 5 years old, they took her to the hospital. She died from sickle cell anemia. And I had brought home this little planter for her, but she never got it, so. My dad was a hard-working man, you know what I'm saying? He had his own business when he was here, and he passed away when I was 8 years old. He passed away from asthma, which I got through. Me, my 3 sisters, we just bottled it up, I bottled it up. There was times I just wanted to be loved. I just wanted to be around people, you know what I'm saying?
Trauma-informed care is the idea of asking what happened to you instead of what's wrong with you.
That really means understanding the context of their lived experience.
My grandmother, she took us in and she raised us. But we moved to the Glendale area, and it's me and my little sister, and we was the only blacks in the school. Back then, it was pretty hard. There was a lot of people that didn't care for black people. There was a lot of fights, there was a lot of arguments, called to the principal's office, fighting with teachers, getting kicked out of school. Didn't graduate. From there on out, I just stayed, man, like in the streets, just hustling and getting high.
They've developed these ways to cope and manage, but that can really, in the long run, impact their health. To survive and persevere in spite of all of that. What incredible strength Adolphus has.
Our key to taking care of these patients is longevity. We need to have a long time with these patients to really build relationships that will be effective.
I don't walk into a room with a 10-minute time limit to say, okay, let's talk about this and that, and are you doing this, are you doing that? I can walk into a room and say, how are you today?
So we checked your thyroid yesterday. Labs were good.
Yay,
So
finally.
Yep.
I know I can go to them and get help in any kind of guidance, health, medications, therapy, my housing.
You're doing it. I mean, we did your housing recertification in May, so you're set there.
What we have that's different than other traditional primary care offices is that we all sit there in that same room with the social workers, with the case manager, with the assistants, with the medical team.
What are they saying? What are their goals?
Things like losing weight, eating healthier, quitting smoking is a big one. I love that I can finish a therapy visit and they're queued up to see their doctor, and I can say, the patient was saying that they had some confusion about their medication. And I can just say, hey, Dr. Bank, do you mind checking with the patient about this?
A lot of our patients have never known anything different than going to the emergency room for their medical care.
They just use the ER, we say, as their primary care. Call 911, get an ambulance, I'll get taken care of.
And that saturates the emergency department. That costs more than it would in a primary care visit.
When I was out in the streets running and doing my thing, I went to the ER every week, but different hospitals. I just got tired of suffering. I wanted to live. I didn't want to die.
A lot of our patients have never had anybody notice them or care.
All right, Elisa, your high from the last week.
My high is I'm here.
It feels overwhelming at times to really have the realization of where some of our patients came from, but it also feels very inspiring to be able to have a hand in helping them change course.
You've come a long way since you and I have been working together.
Oh, hell yeah. I think my support team is the best, dude. They're like my family.
Adolphus is the one that made these changes. And sure, he gives us the credit, but it's Adolphus that made the decisions.
Being a part of an environment in which patients feel seen and heard, knowing that the relationship that I build with a patient really matters. I feel very lucky that I work in a place that honors and provides opportunity for that.
I have time with my patients. I can sit, I can get to know them. I am allowed everything I need to be able to really make a difference in their lives. And so the personal satisfaction that I have from that is so much higher than I've had at any other point in my career.
I feel supported here, and I don't think we could do the work that we do if we didn't know and trust each other. I couldn't imagine working anywhere else. This job is exceptionally hard and exceptionally rewarding.
Around the room, we created this web of gratitude. I know, you love it.
I'm gonna start to cry.
And then
This model is a win-win-win. It's a win for the health plan, it's a win for the patients, and it's a win for the providers who give the care.
Oh, what's happening, boy? I'm gonna put it like this. I'm 61. It took 30 years for me to be clean and sober, and now I've been clean going on 5 years. I ain't been in prison since about 2011. I got out, I haven't been back. But it's time to get up off these streets, man. My health has changed for the best. How you doing? Say, man, where everybody at, man? Because I used to be out here.
Adolphus would be perfect for a mentoring position of a peer mentorship.
You've been out here for a while, man. When you gonna quit this shit?
Being able to have him do that in a more official capacity would be awesome.
It's been a long journey for us, and it wasn't overnight. It took some time. Honestly, I'm really proud. I'm proud of him. And I love him. I really do.
I am so blessed where I'm at right now. I'm not afraid to be successful in life. The main thing I want is to be the best grandfather I could ever be. I think, man, you know, my life now is tremendous. I love it, you know.